You guys, welcome to episode number 13 of the Derby Courier Life, and to start off this episode we do have the game against Sheffield Wednesday at home. I've actually had a look at the calendar just to see when the next fixture is, and it is actually a week later, so we can probably play quite a strong team depending on how fitness is after the Stoke game. But yeah, we can pretty much play for first team for that game, which is decent. Then we've got Manchester City, and then we got like a week break. I don't know why the West Ham, well, it's just moved to a Sunday, hasn't it? And then we've got a midweek game against Newcastle, so a little bit of an issue there, but not too major. And then Spurs to finish off the month, and then obviously we do have the Europa League games against Real Betis, which I'm really not too sure how we're going to do against a team like that. They do have decent players. They've got like Canales and Fakir, but other than that, I think there's like Mandy the centre back, but I can't really name you many of those players. So obviously now we're in the transfer window. We're going to be looking to sign some players because obviously we're not doing amazingly well at the minute. In the table we're currently down in like 15th if I quickly have a look. So if you look at the table, we're currently on 21 points after 21 games, which is, you know, that'll get us in the Premier League next season. Currently 6 points clear of Palace. Now you'd look at our record and you'd say defensively that's where the issue is, with 51 goals conceded. That's only one less than Stoke, who are currently bottom of the table, obviously, are 37 goals. I don't know if we need to improve defence or attack. That's the real thing. And I think if I just look at the pure stats, it's probably defence, because obviously it's not the best of defence. It's quite a young defence. And obviously we've been playing Max Lowe a lot in left back, where the issues have risen. And I think, do we still have Wisdom? No, we don't have Wisdom anymore. I think we saw Wisdom at the start of the season, to be honest. But we don't have another right back now, or backup left back, because we have sold Scott Malone. So we do need to buy. I think Castanet can play either left or right back quite easily. So potentially a new right back or potentially a new left back. I think just a left back, just because he is right-footed and technically does play right back. I think it makes more sense to sign a left back, so that's probably what I'm going to look for. If we can improve our defence, then that's great, of course. But also at the other end, you know, like Woolley and Wilson, there's probably about 25 million between the two of them, and they haven't really contributed too much since the start of the season to the team. So I'm going to potentially look to sell those on in this window, or maybe involve them in a transfer. But yeah, we have a much thinner squad now, which is both good and bad, because obviously it means we have a bit more money to spend, but at the same time we don't have quite many players. So I've been adding all the suggestions that you guys have been commenting down below, so if there's any other players, make sure you do drop a comment. Obviously this guy here from Hamburg looks pretty much perfect for what I'm looking for. The only thing is he is technically right-footed, but 6'2", quite pacey, as you can see, and good strength. So we'll wait for his scout report to come back, but he does actually have a 2 million release clause, but I'm not too sure what kind of rating and what kind of value is at, so we'll wait for the time being. We also have Harry Cochrane here, good midfielder, can play pretty much anywhere down the middle, but I think midfield's pretty okay for the time being. Then we have Esposito here from Inter, quite tall, 6'1", not too sure about stats though. Lana here from Amiens in the French league, pretty good physical stats, all of those stars there, that's good to see. So we're going to head into the game against Sheffield Wednesday. Since we do have a bit of a gap after this game, we should get all the scout reports back, so ready for that Manchester City game. I wasn't really going to use a new signing for the FA Cup game anyway, so yeah, we'll see what kind of fitness we're looking at. Obviously we did play them last season, Sheffield Wednesday, so should be a winnable game. Looks like we have to make a few changes due to fitness, but not too many. Here we are then for the FA Cup game against Sheffield Wednesday. We'll have a quick look at their team. Pretty much what they do have when they start the career. I don't think they've made many signings, to be honest. Maybe Van Aken, the centre-back. Matthew Penny at left-back. I'm not too sure about him. Same with Borna. But yeah, Luongo, Bannon and Ekasi in the midfield. Then Harris and Reach out wide and Jordan Rhodes up top. Pretty good team for the Championship. Ball out wide here to Bowen. It's in the box. Can he cut inside the defender? Now with the shot into the top left-hand corner. And we do get the first goal there in the first 20 minutes. Good little goal for him. And yeah, good start. Chance here for Hendrick. Clean through on goal. Can he get us the second of the game? Yes, he can. Jeff Hendrick makes it 2-0 and makes it quite easy for us. I think home games are generally a lot easier, which is nice, because obviously it makes away games a lot harder. Chance here for Sheffield Wednesday, Barry Bannon, but saved by Van der Voort. Obviously Bannon, the former Derby man. We just made a triple substitution, bringing on Harry Wilson just to see if I can get anything out of him. That's the attack here for Joseph, just to put the nail in the coffin with the shot. Saved by the keeper, Son Cross in there with the volley and makes it 3-0. And that's pretty much game over. It's been pretty comfortable at it. Sheffield have had a single attack, and yeah, we're through to the next round. It'll be interesting to see who we do have. So we have sold Dwayne Holmes there to Genoa for $3.5 million, giving us an extra 2.5 to spend. So that's the, we just need the money, so it's good to get. A couple of loans expiring as well, coming back to the club. Both players probably will stand back out on loan, but we'll have to wait and see. And we do have a transfer offer for Joseph, who hasn't really featured that much this season. And as I said, probably getting somebody better with the money that we can sell him for is probably best when he is 29 now. Pre-contract here for Tom Huddleston, a player that I don't mind letting go on a free, to be honest, just because he's quite okay to have just till the end of the season. Then obviously I can use his wages, which are pretty low anyway. I think I got him on about 10k wages. So yeah, we've got quite a few scout reports now for this Manchester City game, so it's good to see that those have been done. Quick message here from Bielik. The thing is about Bielik, I'd rather play him at centre-back, that's the only thing. And Huddleston's actually broken down with Seattle Sounders, so we still technically do have him. But yeah, we've got a lot of scout reports here from a lot of players, so we'll have a look at those. And we've sold Florian Joseph. That was quite quick actually, so yeah, we've sold him for 1.85, giving us an extra 1.3 million. So squad-wise, we're quite low in depth. I think we do have Buchanan and Ferrari coming back now from their loans. I might just keep them just as real rotation, really, if that's really necessary, if we get an injury or two. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that Buchanan is so low rated. If he was a little bit higher, I'd look to play him. Same with Knight and Sibley. So this Vagano, man, looks really good. 20 years old, like over 85 pace, probably even 90 pace, and even over 80 strength as well. Technically, I'm not too bothered what his stats are, because obviously they're still decent, but I can very easily get him into some training quite easily and get him up in stats. So with Cochrane as well, he looks quite good in the midfield. Esposito looks not amazing for a guy that's 6'1", to only have like mid-60s in strength. I think I'd look for something a bit more. Brewster again, 70 strength. I need someone a bit stronger, such as this Sissoko guy. Obviously he's not a striker, but 90 strength from a midfielder is quite ridiculous. So I might be tempted to look at him maybe at the end of the season, because he's 23 and only costs us about 10 million, would be quite a good purchase. See, Hurtado is the perfect mould, really. The only thing about him is he doesn't actually have a player face. But yeah, 88 pace and then 83 strength and 6 foot tall. It's pretty much perfect. Maybe a bit better finishing would be nice. I still think Jimenez would be the best if we can afford him. I'm just thinking of whether I can actually include... Let me see if we can include Harry Wilson or Woolley into this deal, because then it might be doable. So we do have Harry Wilson here, who's pretty much the one that I'm definitely going to look to move on. So if we can include him into the deal, it'd be interesting to see if they are interested in him and how much extra money we'd have to spend. Ideally, I'd only want to spend a couple of million more for Jimenez, because Wilson is quite decent. But I don't think they're looking for a winger, so I'm going to have to go for one of these positions, and Woolley is one of those, so we'll put him in. See if he does get accepted, and he does, which is very nice to see indeed, but I don't really want to spend 5 million. If we can get it closer to 2, then I'll be more comfortable. So yeah, they've gone up to 2.8. If we can go literally as low as possible, because we are on quite a tight budget, that way we can get a good deal here. And there we go, that's, I'm happy with that. We got Woolley on a free. He's on not the most amount of wages, but still quite a bit for a player that doesn't really feature. And if I look at Woolley's contributions, I don't think he's scored 5 goals. I don't think he scored that many, really. I'll just quickly head over here. As you can see, Marek's got 13, doing well up front, same with Yarmolenko, Rooney, Oscar. But Wooley's only got 2 goals in 20 games. I know most of those are off the bench, but you'd expect a little bit more. I've definitely played him from the start as well in a few games. Hasn't actually scored in the Premier League and only a couple in the Europa League, probably against that Kryov or even Genk, who aren't exactly amazing. So let's go into the contract stage now for Jimenez. I know he is on about 90,000 at the minute. Yeah, weekly wages at 89, so I don't really want to be paying that much, but if it's exactly, he's literally exactly what I need, so I don't mind paying what he wants. See, if I give him a lower role, will he maybe? I feel he'll be a crucial player though. That's the thing. He's an 80 rated striker. So yeah, he's happy with that. I just think in my head maybe if I give him an important, that way we can obviously look to pay a little bit less in wages. So they've come in with the wages, and I'm actually quite happy with those at 56k. You know, that's quite a lot lower than what he's currently on. Obviously, it's quite a high signing on bonus, but if I can get rid of the gold bonus, and we can accept something like that, and there we go. That is perfect, honestly. Like, to get him for 56k a week wages is fantastic, and basically, you know, Woolley plus a couple of mil, I think that's pretty much perfect. I don't think we get much of a better signing for exactly who I wanted. You know, I said Jimenez is the player that I want, and we got him. You know, he's got everything. There's nothing bad about him. The finishing is mainly the area we've needed, plus a big tall striker. I think we just have to stick him in from the go, and then obviously Marek can come off the bench. Yeah, it just makes the team, obviously Marek up front at 75 rated, a little bit low. Now we've got an 80. The team's starting to slowly form a little bit stronger. Obviously these centre-backs, Schürrle is only 21, Saliba's only 19, same with Bielik, you know, he's only 23, so if you can get these up in stats, we've got a very good squad for the future. Obviously the only thing about Jimenez is he is 29. I'm hoping he's only just turned 29 and he's not about to turn 30. That's the only little thing. His age is a bit of an issue, but you know, Yarmolenko is one of our better players and he's 31. So obviously Wycombe has left the club now, so we can give Jimenez the number 9. I don't think there's any other kit numbers. Oh yeah, we've got 11 now that Josephson has left as well, so could always look to bring in another winger maybe, since that might be an area we need to look at. But then again, maybe it's nice to know as well that we've got Wilson as a bargaining chip now. We can obviously use him in negotiations with players. So yeah, but I think for the time being we'll leave it with Jimenez. That's mainly what I was looking for in this transfer window, and you know, to get him for pretty much a swap deal for Woolley, I can't really complain. So yeah, let's go into this game against Manchester City. It is at home. I'm going to have to go for that lovely little peachy yellowy kit. It's good to see we've got a fully fit team as well. So yeah, I think we'll go straight into the game. Here we are then for Jimenez's debut against Manchester City. A bit of a tough test for him, of course. I'm not going to expect too much in this one, but I thought I'd just throw him in from the get-go. And yeah, that Manchester City team is quite ridiculous. Sterling, Aguero and Isco up top, De Bruyne, Ziyech and Rodri in the midfield, then Tagliafico, Laporte, Otamendi, Cancelo and Ederson in goal. Obviously the two Ajax players of Ziyech and Tagliafico coming from Ajax to Manchester City. Well, with Jimenez here on the edge of the box, first shot for him, straight into Otamendi. Boom with the ball here, can I ping it into Jimenez? Yes we can. Now with the shot into the back of the net, the Mexican has kicked off his debut very nicely with a goal to make it 1-0 against the best team in the country. So just to peel off the defender and you know, just finish it. That's all I want from a striker, and he's done it exactly on his debut. Shinny with the ball here, overlap of Yarmolenko. Kenny hasn't quite got the pace to get it though. Now with the shot. What's Shinny doing there? Hey? What's Shinny doing blocking the goal off the line? Because that's literally what he's done there. Let me just watch the replay. It definitely was going in, wasn't it? Pretty sure. Does well to go inside. Got a lot of space there, and then was it going in? Yeah, it was easily going in. Or maybe, I don't know. No, it was going in. Yep. I don't know why, but I thought Otamendi was going to clear it. But where's my CDM there? Chance here for in the box with Ziyech. He's got it across the face of goal, but Shenny is there to rescue it. Kind of redeemed himself from that earlier. Oh, that's not great from the keeper, and that's... He just made a really good save, and I was like, oh, the keeper's just going to collect this, but I don't know how he did that, because surely if he got his hand to it, he'd push it out, not backwards. Yeah, a little bit frustrating, really. It was a pretty poor corner, straight at the keeper, but he's just really annoying. It's half time against City then. I must say, just having Jimenez as like a focal point to hit and, you know, try and get through, it's just a massive difference. The team, as you can see, we're only, you know, we nearly got into half time, 1-0 up against City. Still in with the ball out wide here. Obviously, crosses have been a bit of a weakness of ours. De Bruyne in the box now, don't want to give away a penalty. Rodri with the ball on the edge, trying to get it into an attacking player probably. Goes around Oscar easily, now into Aguero, and there's 2-0. Literally 2 goals in 5 minutes for Man City to turn the game around, and it is Sergio Aguero with the second. Running over to Pep Guardiola, of course, and it's just annoying, you know, playing against Man City. It's so difficult. We really didn't defend well there, but I don't know, there's not much I can do. Chance for Oscar against Otamendi, who doesn't have much stamina. So hopefully we can cut inside now into Jimenez. Is he in the box? Yes, he is. Can he get the shot off? Straight at Ederson. Chance here for Bogle. He's in a bit of an attacking area. 3 in the middle for him waiting. Going to try and pull it across to Oscar with the shot, but wide of the post. Going to get Rooney on now, and I think Son Krasin and somebody else, maybe Jeff Hendrick. I do like bringing on when Yarmolenko like goes past Son Krasin, it's brilliant because he's 6'3" Yarmolenko, and then I think Son Krasin's only 5'2". Shortest man on the pitch winning the header there. Now to counter attack with him. He is absolutely tiny, but he has got a lovely bit of pace, and Sterling hasn't exactly got the stamina to keep up with him. Can he get us a goal here? Does well to get the scoop turn off, but let's see, keeper saves. Unfortunately, there's foul time against Manchester City, a narrow 2-1 loss, which I think we got in the other game against Man City. I think they're 10 men though, but I must say Jimenez up top. You know, if he plays like that, I think Ederson made at least 4 or 5 good saves. I'll have a quick look at the player ratings. Yeah, he made like 4 really good saves, so definitely kept him in the game. But if we can play with like that against, you know, anyone else but Man City, we'll probably get a point. Bit of training and a bit of growth to Max Lowe, going up to 77. He's like the one area that I think defence probably going to look at next in terms of making it better, because obviously that is where the majority of our issues are. Obviously just we're scoring plenty, it's just keeping the goal, keeping the ball at the back of the net. That's where we need to prevent things from happening. So probably getting a good defender in the next episode is what we'll do. Obviously we haven't got much money, but obviously Harry Wilson is an option, who is a bit annoyed he's not really playing too much. I'm going to go for something negative there, just to see if he is more likely to move if he's not quite as happy. So, yeah, we're currently on 21 points. Obviously, I wasn't expecting anything from a Manchester City game, but there is a bit of interest shown to Haaland, the, what is it, from RB Salzburg, from Bournemouth. Now, that is a good price for a very good player, but the problem is, now that we've got Jimenez, I don't really need him. But yeah, it's one of those where I don't want him to go to a pretty much rival in the league, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm just done with the transfer approach here for a pre-contract. Again, as I said, I don't mind letting him go, and 150,000 for getting through to the next round of the FA Cup. So we should probably have the game, and it is Southampton. So that's why there was a gap there at that weekend. So again, Southampton are pretty. I think we beat them in the last episode. Yeah, 2-1. So gives us good hope, you know, with Jimenez as well. But quite a busy week, because obviously we've got West Ham on the Sunday, then Newcastle, then Southampton. So yes, it's been an okay episode. You know, losing 2-1 against City, I can't really complain. I'm pretty sure that's exactly the result we got in the last time we played City. Yeah, it was. I remember they had 10 men. I think PK got sent off for him in that game. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'll have a look at what defenders best fits us. We did get the objective of getting to the round of 32 of the FA Cup. Obviously the other one is finish outside of the relegation zone, which is pretty doable. We've done that as well. So yeah, things are going pretty well, you know, for a newly promoted club in the Europa League as well. I don't mind how it's going. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like, rate if you did enjoy, and see you soon. Bye.